I wanted to give you some feedback to the analytical paper. I noticed several of you struggled with applying theory to understanding the two articles that you were examining about one news event. Theories are like lenses. So imagine the news event or the news article about the event, and then you are basically looking at it through different perspectives, through different binoculars, through different lenses. So if we're looking at the agenda setting theory, examining, say, something about President Trump, you might notice that media may be covering the event or not, and usually with large media, mainstream media that all of you picked, there will be covering the event. So then you're going in a little bit deeper and you're examining how that news event is covered. So if we're putting on our agenda setting lens, in that case, you might notice some things that the media are telling us to think about, right? So not how to think about the event, but what to think about, what's important about it. So, for example, with political campaigns, the media may not be effective in swaying public support toward or against an issue, but they might continually bring up an email scandal or maybe the fact that it's not very clear why Comey was fired or not. If we put on a framing hat, framing is really about the angle from which a news event is looked at. So, for example, media may report that a political candidate has extreme views on an issue. Budget proposal is harmful, so they might focus on conflict or they might focus on competition. For example, we must not allow Planned Parenthood to profit from abortions would be one example of examining the news media through a frame of conflict, right? So they're looking at a business approach to Planned Parenthood. They're profiting from abortion, so it's much more of a conflictual perspective. Or we must do something about entitlements because Medicare is about to go broke. Again, putting on a framing lens, we might notice that the angle from which the story is covered is about entitlement, is about, again, the business aspect of Medicare. Different than if we're looking at it from agenda setting perspective, which is more about what we're talking about, what is on the agenda setting. The fact that we would be talking about Medicare or entitlements or abortions is what agenda setting theory would help us notice in the media.